Hello everyone and welcome to my bold and beautiful today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Who is having the stylish, the worst, and utmost sexy time ever? Sheila Carter, who has 9 toes, 9 lives, freedom, and a sharp wardrobe courtesy of Bill Spencer. Sheila Carter, that is who. She managed to defy the odds and have a millionth chance at freedom. Effects did not look good for Sheila when Bill sprang his plot to love her straight into a captivity cell, but his horribly deceived plan paved the way for her release and made it all but insolvable for a prosecutor to present a feasible case against her for one's crimes. The judge had no choice but to set Sheila free to reclaim her life, her man, and her fabulous wardrobe. Sheila is an exponent of positive thinking, and she refuses to count herself out. She insists that where there is a will, she'll find a way. I've the will, she declared, and idiots like Bill and Ridge paved the way, indeed keeping secret her involvement with Cleric, thereby giving Sheila and Deacon a chance to renew their love. One would suppose Deacon's son and Brooke would glare upon his involvement with Sheila, but surely not now that Sheila saved Kelly's life. Yes, effects are looking good for Sheila, but what makes this her stylish time ever is that Finn hugged her and called her mama. What further could Sheila ever want? Well, presumably a seat at the regale table, babysitting boons, and blessing from the rest of the family. I wonder how Steffi can say no when Kelly asks to invite her rescuer and step-grandmother to regale. By saving Kelly, Sheila proved that she has great nurse chops. It's a good thing Sheila was suitable to fight her way through all that security to save Thick Girl. However, and they presumably will, could her coming scheme be to smoke? Offer Lena Mask to play Mrs. if Steffi and the family mount a strong force against Sheila. Doubtfire at the Precipice House. Worst time ever, Taylor Hayes. It's hard when everyone around you changes, but you are stuck in the same old patterns. That is the case for poor Taylor, the only dogface left on the battleground in the war against the Logans. In 2023, Ridge, Steffi, and Thomas chose to work on themselves rather of their family because they believed Taylor when she said the war against the Logans was over. Little did they know, Taylor's fellowship with Brooke had really been an undercover asset charge. Taylor friended Brooke, hoping to shuffle Brooke off on the coming man, but wound up learning that the rumors about Brooke's hoedom have been greatly inflated. Brooke preferred being single to hooking up with just any man. Taylor allowed. Deacon was still willing to chase Brooke, but set about that he was tired of banging his head against a slip-up ground. In the end, Taylor figured out that she could no more stop fortune than the Grinch could stop Christmas. Indeed, Taylor's kiddies wised up. Steffi eventually allowed her father to live his life his way, and Thomas swore off the parent trap. But Taylor was not ready to move on. After Ridge returned from Rome to break the news of a Brooke and Ridge reunion to Taylor, Taylor weltered in her bitterness, lashing out at Brooke and Ridge. Taylor continued to smear Brooke to Ridge, who eventually asked what he could do to make it okay for poor Taylor. Being unlucky in love is bad enough, but what makes it Taylor's worst time ever is that her crime against Bill is the reason her family's persecutor, Sheila, is free. I gather it's why Taylor was MIA at the courthouse and has yet to weigh in on the confinement of justice that set Sheila free. However, Bill could not have used it to blackmail Steffi and Finn into repudiating their statements about the double firing, thereby trashing an impeccably winnable case against Sheila, if Taylor had not shot Bill. Taylor's presence would have been a memorial that it was all her fault to begin with, and also there is the matter of Bill's shady FBI dealings. The judge suggested at Bill's underhanded styles of getting justice for Sheila, and I can imagine that includes the shady deal he carried for Taylor to keep her out of captivity for trying to kill him. I misdoubt Taylor wants to rattle Sheila into flashing back that Taylor confessed right in front of Sheila, but has yet to face responsibility. Speaking of Taylor being MIA at court, therefore far Taylor's presence has been lacking in her children's stories this summer, and it shows. Where are you, Taylor, when your kiddies actually need you? And please do not say she ran down to Africa again to escape Brooke and Ridge. The win and ER at life Thomas fellow or a steer. Okay, I've to admit. Thomas did it. He put the pencil to the sketch pad and created the life he would always imagined. He did the work, made amends, and went to remedy. This time without his mama, which is presumably what made all the difference in the world. His changes caught the attention of the woman of his dreams, and now he's on the cliff of a whole new life. It reminds me a little of Grease, when bad boy Danny Zuko showed up on the last day of academy in a letterman's jacket, but Sandy arrived in skin-tight, each black vesture. Hope and Thomas have flipped their scripts in order to hook up. The only question that remains is, will they always be together, like the ending song of the movie portends, or is this some kind of mid-30s Rama ding-dong extremity for Hope? I am happy for the changes in Thomas. As the son of Ridge Forrester, Thomas has in the once failed to fill the multifaceted shoes of his playboy father. His healthy changes could transfigure him into a feasible leading man rather of simply having angst for Hope and Liam. I am conservative about it because it's possible that Hope's waffling ways could spark Thomas' once compulsive guest. For me, the question is, do I like Thomas more in the black leather or the letterman's sweater? Thomas' own woman man, always, sketching routine is a little boring, but at least he has got his Logan, for now. But what makes it Thomas' stylish time ever is that when commodity goes wrong in the family, Thomas can actually say, "It was not me." No, the people causing major problems in the family were Tweedledee Batman and Tweedledum Robin, who forgot that the laws actually do apply to them too when going after a killer. Utmost building superheroes Bill Spencer and Ridge Forrest dear Bill's topmost superpower is being rich and Ridge's is being handsome. Their topmost weakness is the same, tone entitled doofusness. And indeed, though their hearts were in the right place for their families, their belief that they were above the law doomed their sweats to bring a felonious to justice under the law. I reluctantly give Bill a grandiloquent heart for getting into Sheila's fosses for the good of humanity, but Ridge gets a unheroic banana for the dastardly way he sat in the surveillance room, eating donuts, while Bill did all the work. While Bill did his thing, Ridge could have at least checked a many laws or asked Chen a many questions like, are we indeed allowed to do this fairly? It would have been nice to know, should we be blackmailing substantiations to renounce their evidence in a different case? Or you are really not gonna tell law enforcement that this blackmail is indeed a real crime against Bill? Oh, he does not mind that he was shot, so can we sweep it under the hairpiece to catch a killer? There are numerous effects that make Ridge and Bill look like the utmost bumbling superheroes ever, but the biggest has to be their belief that dismissing 3 tried murders and Bill immolating his family, his quality, and his character were worth trying to discover some unknown crime that might no way have indeed was. These two went from icons to bottoms when the judge released Sheila, and they are lucky no bone is looking to cast the blame where it belongs, on them. Liam clearly is not looking to cast blame because Sheila's release came at the perfect time for him to slip his Deliverance Ranger chapeau and lift in to save those who don't need delivering. We DONTNED 0 am Spencer, the plot of Liam running to the deliverance of a family impeccably able of taking care of itself just started, so I'll make this short and neat while the plot unfurls. Like Bill and Ridge, Liam has decided to take it upon himself to save and cover people rather of letting others do their jobs. Others, like all the hired security that could not be bothered to get wet to help Kelly, like the police whose restraining orders feel to take weeks, or that ADHD hubby of Steffi's. Yes, Finn has clashing passions for Sheila, but Finn is impeccably able of taking care of his family. Finn's trouble lies in doing too much, like trying to have a sand day with Kelly when she formerly had a daddy-son date planned and being on call while playing in the ocean. You were doing the most, Finn, and now you are going from being the least of anyone's enterprises to being the biggest. And you are also Liam's new preoccupation over a clinch. I get why Liam is fixated on Finn being untruthful about his passions for a psycho. Liam just got gaslighted by Hope the same way. It presumably actuated his Spency senses to pick up on signs that others might be lying about drawing nearer to an adversary. Liam isn't wrong to be concerned, but what makes him go from idle to another zero we do not need is the fact that he cannot figure out that Sheila has formerly entered his own family through Beth's forefather. Still, Liam should worry more about what Deacon is doing than Finn, if you ask me. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.